In this video, I'm excited to walk you through one of the most powerful tools available on Traffic Signal Kit, which is the GPX and Timespace phase plotter. It can be found down here. And so this tool is really useful for understanding how multiple traffic signals can be coordinated, as well as verifying TSP events at multiple traffic signals. So you can understand a bus route operations if a TSP is enabled. It really gives a clear representation visually of how these vehicles or transit vehicles interact with the signal. Traffic Signal Kit is a free toolkit for traffic engineers to explore and optimize signal operations. I've been building different tools since the beginning of 2024, and I'm always looking to improve. And so any feedback or on these existing tools or other ideas is always useful. Feel free to hit that smart heart button and fill in the form there. Let's dive into the GPX Timespace phase plotter with these TSP events. So first we're going to need a GPX file. And while we already have one recorded, you can just use your phone app and free phone apps to get a GPS logger. So on Android, this GPS logger is pretty good. It allows you to record your location and timestamp every second, and then export that as a GPX format, which is crucial for using these tools. So once you have a GPX file, we can go ahead and open one up and paste it in here and see what it would look like just as a simple so here's as a simple time-space diagram. So here's an example of a file, essentially just recording the latitude, longitude coordinates, as well as a timestamp event. There's some additional information in here, but really those are the crucial ones. And so we'll copy all that, paste it right here. So now it's all in here, and we'll click plot, and we can see a simple time space with time on the bottom and space going up in feet. So about 6,000 feet was covered on this track where we recorded a bus journey. But this tool goes a little deeper, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the start and reload the whole page. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a bus stop, and we're going to add a traffic signal. So first, let's change this to a bus stop. We can leave the color here, and we'll say bus stop. And we actually have a specific bus stop that we want to load in. So we need a latitude, longitude. And so what we can do is if we just go to Google Maps, we can see, and if we right click, we can actually see the coordinates, and they'll actually paste in to our clipboard. And so then we can just paste them in here. We don't need any phase or high-res data. We'll just put a little description here, and we'll click load data on that. And then we'll load in a traffic signal. So we'll change this to a little different color, and we'll change the thickness. And so for a traffic signal, we'll just put in this one as a description, and we'll put in the coordinates. And again, you can get the coordinates from here. I have them saved in a text file, but they could be pasted in there. And then we're not going to fill in the phase or the TSP priority number until we have the high-res data, which we'll show next time. Okay, so we'll load those, and then we'll paste in the GPX file like we did before, and we have these two stops along the way. So it looks like the bus stop went right past it. It looks like we didn't stop there, but maybe there's a signal right before it, and it looks like we did stop there. And then it looks like this signal, we did stop. So that can be handy. And again, maybe if we added in more locations along the way, we'd be able to see, what all these stops were. But really, if we reload again, so that's the best way to kind of refresh and start over. And so what we can do is we'll add that bus stop again, and then we're going to add another signal with the actual phasing, and then we'll add another one just to clearly show. So we already have that GPX file, so we'll just paste that down there. But let's go ahead and load up the bus stop again. So the bus stop here. Bus stop was here. That's a bus stop. That color worked well. We'll click load data. And then for the traffic signal, we will be a little, so this thickness and color won't matter, because what we're going to do is we're going to add in the high-res data. So here on Civic, we grab this high-res data file. Now this is from the controller, and so you have to enable high-res logging on the signal controller, and you have to make sure that it's open as a CSV file, which is a comma-separated file, so you can see all the values in here. Each line has a timestamp, and then essentially a numeration, and then either a phase or a detector channel. And so all we do with this, we just copy all of it. This is for the 11 o'clock hour, and we'll just paste it in here. And that 11 o'clock hour is the same, corresponds to the same time as our GPX event. Now this you have to subtract from UTC, but essentially check 7 and you'll get the same hour. So essentially the times will line up. We also want to tell which phase we're interested in when we drove on that GPS recording. So we were driving southbound, but there's phase 4. And then we'll also want to load in that TSP event so that it will have that information. And so at intersection 24, this was TSP1, and we have the high-res data, so it's all there, so we'll click load data. So now that's loaded, and again, if any of this is messed up along during it, we would just go back to trafficsignalkit.com and basically restart. So, but let's load in another signal. And this is the location. Phase 4 again, and this one is actually TSP3, and we have the high-res data here. So we'll open that, open it as a text file. We wouldn't want to open this in Excel. We want to really understand the raw output here, so we'll copy that, and then we'll paste that in here. And we'll click load data, and then we'll click plot since we have our GPX file there. And so now we're seeing some more events. So let's take a look here. So it looks like we were stopping before the Civic intersection, and then we got a green through that one. We did not stop at that bus stop. We were going too fast. And then here we actually did stop before this Bonanza signal. And you can actually see, so this is a straight red light. However, here we have a green surrounding the red, and that means the TSP is trying to turn it green, but it's still a red light. So essentially, we're trying to get an early green here. So we can reset the zoom. So it does show this for the entire hour of that high-res data, but we're only kind of interested in that one section. So we can click zoom to the GPX and we can see just that GPX timespace diagram. Then we can right click on this and we click save image as, and we can say, save that as an image. So just a reminder, if you do mess up any of the data up here, you just want to restart with trafficsignalkit.com and going into the tool again to kind of do a refresh. That's why it's handy to make notes and have a little text file, maybe something like this, so you can save the location, save the events, save the TSP, and remind to drop in the high-res data. So yeah, give the tool a try and let us know what you think. I will include a zip file of some sample data so that you can test out this tool in case you don't have access to high-res data or GPX files right away. You could plug in those files and make sure the tool's working for you.